Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Minnesota Twins discussion video. This is the series preview that I've been talking about now for a couple of times that we've gone through a new series. So we're going to play the LA Angels, but let's go through the series recap very quickly with Detroit. So you know we won 2, we lost 2. The 2 losses were very tough, and you just got to get over that. Unfortunately, Perez got his first loss of the season, and I think it has to do with a lot of how the pitching was established and how that sets us forward for this Angels series. So let's go through it. Odorizzi is our 3. You've got Berrios 1, Gibson 2, Odorizzi 3, Pineda 4, Perez 5. That's how it's set up right now. A lot of people are saying, Pineda is our 5 guy, but then that would make Berrios our 2, Perez our 1. And the way we have it set up, I mean, who knows who our pitching is really going against with all the double headers and now the switches for the double header and Perez going on paternity leave. So really, I have no idea who our number 1 is going up against. But technically, Berrios is our 1, Gibson 2, Odorizzi 3, Pineda 4, Perez 5, even though Perez just doesn't pitch like a 5. So the way we have it set up really, I think, was fine. I would have liked to see, Berrios pitch the last game of the series. Then you've got Odorizzi pitching the first game. And then you've got Gibson and Perez and Pineda. This is what's interesting about me. I find interesting about this is since we had a doubleheader and since we technically had a 6th man pitch, it really threw our pitching off. And we'll go through it. So Odorizzi pitched the first game in the Detroit series. He's our 3 guy. That's fine. Then Pineda, our 4, pitched. He did bad, but his best start is literally still subpar. It's fine. He still lost. He didn't get the loss, but you know what I'm saying. We lost. Then Stewart, our 6th guy, pitched. So now, who did we throw for the last game? We threw Perez, which is our 4. Or he's our 5. Sorry, excuse me. He's our 5. This is where it really throws things off. I would personally have liked to see Stewart and Pineda switch, because then you would allow for Odorizzi to go to Stewart. Then Pineda gets an extra game off. Not really an extra day, but an extra game off. He can pitch against the rookie, hopefully do better. Stewart still pitched fine. I think that would have been fine, but regardless of that, why didn't we go if it was supposed to be our 5 guy? Why did we not pitch Gibson or Berrios? So, like I said, it was supposed to be Berrios for the last game because Perez was technically supposed to pitch that second game of the doubleheader, and we went to a 6th guy. So, instead, why didn't you just skip Perez, have him, like I said, have him throw 100 pitches in the bullpen, get him like a start, but not throw him out there? I don't know if he was just emotional from, Mother's Day, just having a kid. There could be lots of reasons why he didn't do well. Maybe they read the scouting report on him, like I said yesterday. But when you go 3, 4, 6, 5, then you go 1, 2, 3, you're giving all these extra guys another day off. And while it's not going to affect Berrios, Gibson, and Odorizzi in particular, it might affect Pineda and Perez again in his next start because of how many days and the doubleheader it will play out to be. This is what I think you should have done. Pitched Berrios the last game of the Detroit series. Then you go Gibson, Odorizzi, Perez, Berrios, or Pineda, or flip them depending on. The thing is, you could reset your pitching lineup when you go Berrios against the last game in Detroit. Then you go Odorizzi because he got an extra day off. Gibson, who got an extra day off, or Gibson in the last game of the Detroit series. You know what I'm saying? You can restructure how you're pitching instead of still going Berrios 1, Gibson 2, Odorizzi 3, Pineda 4, Perez 5. Since everybody got that extra game off, technically everybody got an extra day off except for Pineda, you can restructure it and we wouldn't be in the situation we are now. However, that only affected the Detroit series. Going to the Angels series, I think it's fine, but I would rather see Berrios now, because now Berrios didn't pitch in that last game, so Berrios is fine in the number 1. But since Odorizzi now has that extra day off, you know he's going to be good. Put him in the 2. Then Gibson in the 3. Perez could pitch again in the 4th, possibly. Or you put Pineda in the 4 and still have Perez in the 5. But you're able to switch some of these guys around, especially if Perez didn't pitch and it just went back to the start of the lineup. He would be able to go back into the 3 or the 4 spot, and you could really move Gibson and Pineda around. That's just my take on that. But let's look at this Angel series. So regardless of what happened, I hope you guys were able to follow that. I am very sorry if I did not say that correctly, but you're able to restructure your pitching rotation. That's the point of it. But that only affected the Detroit series. Now you get into the Angels series, and things are back to normal with guys having an extra day off. So Berrios against Skaggs is the first game. Gibson versus Pena is the second game, and Odorizzi versus Cahill is the third game. Cahill, whatever his name is. So that is the matchup between the pitchers for this last part of the homestand, the second part of the homestand. We can look at Berrios. I think I'll give you my predictions really quickly. I think for sure we're going to win 2. I don't think Odorizzi or Berrios will flounder this game. The Angels are good. They have Mike Trout, Pujols, a couple other guys who have been really good as of late. They just played Baltimore, but our pitching is really solid. I know Perez had just a bad game. Like I said, I don't know if it was just having a kid, Mother's Day, scouting report, but I don't think that that's going to affect Odorizzi and Berrios very much. Gibson is the wild card. We know that he can pitch really well. We know that he can struggle a little bit. I think we can get a sweep here. I know the Angels are a little bit worse than, or just around 500. We're a little bit better than them. But since it's baseball, you're going to lose, 3 times, or 2 out of, you're going to lose 1 out of 3 times. You're going to win 2 out of 3 for a really good team. I think Gibson would be the wild card in this situation. So Berrios should be a win. Odorizzi should be a win. Gibson is the loss if we lose any. So let's look at Skaggs really quickly. He is 3-3 with a 4.70 ERA, a WHIP of 1.3, 28 strikeouts on the season. He has been up and down lately. He's played Detroit, Toronto, Kansas City, the Cubs, Texas, and Oakland in his last 6 starts. He goes loss, win, win, loss, win, loss. So there you go. Very unpredictable from him. He is a lefty starter. That's our 3rd lefty starter that we've seen in a row. We've struggled a little bit against lefty starters. Hopefully now that we've seen them consistently, it'll be okay. But he lost against Detroit, beat Toronto, beat Kansas City, lost against the Cubs, beat Texas, lost against Oakland. He went 4 innings, 6 innings, 5 innings, 4 innings, 6 innings, 4 innings, in those starts. Very consistently inconsistent, maybe. So definitely a chance to win here. If you look at the splits, on the road, he's 1-3 with a 6 ERA. His righty versus lefty splits are, where is it? Did I pass it? Oh, here we go. His righty versus lefty splits 300 versus lefties and 270 versus righties. So a little bit of a reverse split right there. Maybe Baldelli will see that and actually put together a good lineup instead of an all righty or an all lefty lineup like he's been doing, which hasn't seemed to work all the time. But definitely a possible win right there on Skaggs. The next game is Pena. Let's look at him really quickly. 3.21 ERA, 0 saves, 34 strikeouts, a WHIP of under 1. It looks like he's kind of been a bullpen, a reliever kind of guy, but he's gotten some good starts as of late. Went 7 innings against Detroit when they won 13-0. Last time against Toronto, 4 innings, but he got the, or 4.1 innings, but got the win. How did he get the win if he didn't go 5 innings? Was it a shortened game, maybe? I'm not sure. That doesn't make sense to me. And then New York Yankees, Seattle, Milwaukee, Texas, Oakland. He's faced some tough teams, but lost against the Yankees, lost against the Mariners, beat Milwaukee, beat Texas, and lost to Oakland. Again, look at his splits. On the road, 3.38 ERA, 1-1 record. Opponents' batting averages are only 179 against him on the road, though, which is a little bit tough. But his lefty versus righty, 225 against lefties, 167 versus righties. He might be a tough guy. And like I said, he's facing Gibson. Gibson is a wild card, so we'll have to see how that goes. He's probably been their best pitcher this year. And then finally, in the last matchup, which I think, again, we could win, is going to be Cahill. Cahill, I guess I don't know how to say his name, but it doesn't matter. We're going to beat him anyways on the road. He has a 4.5 ERA. He's a little bit worse at home with an 8.66. 1-1 on the road, a 217 average. He's 6.35 ERA, 2-3 record, whip of 1.3. And his righty versus lefty stats, over 350 versus lefties. So I would expect like an all-lefty lineup versus this guy. And then righties, 200. So those are your splits. Those are your matchups. I hope we can get a couple more wins, but let me know if you guys have any questions about what I think, maybe more in depth about these guys, or about our pitchers, or about our guys in the lineup, and I hope I could clear that up for you. Otherwise, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. I hope that whole pitching thing at the beginning made sense. Again, ask questions if you have them. But otherwise, if you like what I do here, if you're a Twins fan, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Really helps me out. And leave a comment so I know that you're here and you're watching and you enjoy it. So that's all I got for you today. Make sure to come back tonight, for the game review. And we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Peace out.